It's great to be back in for another video, and this time we're here for the Superman behind the scenes look. This is what they released for Superman Day instead of like a full trailer that I feel like a lot of people were expecting. They just did, hey, you get a behind the scenes thing. I'm late on this because I was very busy when this dropped, but I'm watching it now. When it comes to the superhero movies left in the year, the comic book movies left in the year, we got Thunderbolts, we got Superman, we got Fantastic Four. Superman is second after Thunderbolts in terms of my anticipation, my excitement. And there's a whole lot of bad faith takes regarding this movie and the James Gunn DCU in general. I'm not one of those people. You know, I'm not holding on to the old, not holding on to the Snyderverse and the DCU. I was never a Snyderverse guy in the first place, never a Snyder guy. No. But I'm very much looking forward to this. So far, as I love to say, in James Gunn we trust until he proves otherwise, and he hasn't proved otherwise yet. So let's not waste much time. Let's go ahead and jump into this Superman behind the scenes look. Let's get it.
Being a child, I loved the purity of Superman.
I still haven't seen the Christopher. I got to watch.
I was starting to understand what movies were.
I have to watch those movies. I still haven't seen them yet. The Reeves.
James didn't know that Superman was in his future. He wasn't sure that that was the one he should be doing. And then he called me one day and he said, I have a way in. I know what I want to talk about.
I had been trying to crack it
Really?
for years. This character is noble, and he's beautiful.
Yes, he is.
We just finished day one on
Dude,
Superman.
she is Lois Lane through and through.
His scripts are so unique, his stories, they're heartfelt.
You know, we love the opportunity to play with the incredible DC library of characters and stories. And
Yo,
we really want
did Nicholas Hoult put on some muscle?
Welcome to the day.
Oh, look at Metamorpho.
So much fun to have again together finally.
Yeah, Jimmy!
I wear my trunks on the outside of my pants. Like, it's liberating. James in his stories, he does it with...
I still think he should have been Hal Jordan. That's such a miscast to me. I mean, he might be fine as Guy, but
He's a character who's good.
Who is filled with hope.
of course, all things people miss.
He saves people because it's the right thing to do.
That's right.
We could use a little bit more of
We
that.
really could. I don't like how loose the suit is. I think that's my only problem with it.
And it started in comics, and I think it's going to be a game changer. This is the beginning of the future.
Mr. Terrific, he got jacked, by the way.
It's the beginning of a whole new adventure.
A whole new DCU.
universe.
Yep. He just looks like Superman to me, man. He really does.
We're just getting started, and we're already deep in the DC universe.
Mhm.
In James Gunn we trust. And
What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? I said that. I literally said in James Gunn we trust. Look at that. Yeah, man, I have no real reason to be concerned about this movie. Because this is the Superman movie I've been waiting for, okay? You know, Man of Steel, I think Man of Steel is a real good superhero movie, like a good comic book movie. I think it's a terrible Superman movie. That's just my opinion. Absolute terrible shit take on Superman. Because Snyder literally took a shit on Superman. But I know, like, people say, oh, if you would have given him the chance, you know, from Man of Steel to BVS to his Justice League Part 1 and 2, you would have eventually gotten the more bright, hopeful Superman. Nigga, I ain't got time for this shit. Like, I had time for, like, 5 movies to get to Superman feeling like Superman, okay? It took 3 movies for Tom Holland's Spider-Man to feel like Spider-Man for me, and even that was too much. Even that was too much, okay? Like, sometimes you don't need to take these long, you know, plotting roads to make these characters actually feel and look and act the way that they should, the way that they're supposed to be. Like, I understand you can do like your own take on something, but that's for the Elseworld. That's for the Elseworld, you know. Like, don't ever bring Superman to me being this super downed, you know, gloomy and depressed guy. I don't want to see it shit, okay? I want to see Superman be hopeful, and yes, recognize and deal with hard times. Like when hard times are pressed on him, when bad situations happen, like it seems like even in this movie, like there's gonna be a point in which he's not gonna be entirely bright-eyed and optimistic. Like, it seems like there's gonna be a point where he's kind of down, but like, don't do that for like an entirety of a freaking trilogy or entirety of a series of movies. One movie, and guess what? By the end of it, he's back to who he's supposed to be, especially because of Lois Lane. It's a big thing. Like, Lois has always been his anchor. Whenever he might have doubts, whenever he might be veering towards, the darkness, Lois is there to pull him out of it. And I think we're going to see that in this, right? And I think something that displays this beautifully, if you haven't seen it before, Superman and Lois. I know a lot of people looked at it, they're just like, oh, it's a CW show, the Arrowverse stuff. That stuff's crap, which a lot of it was. Not Superman and Lois, but the Arrowverse stuff. A lot of the Arrowverse stuff was like, ugh. But Superman and Lois is literally, and this is not hyperbole, literally, to me, the greatest adaptation of Superman ever. I know that people might say, oh, what about Christopher Reeve's Superman? I still haven't seen the movies, but those are some old-ass movies. And I recognize how good they are, or how I recognize how they are revered to be really good, or at least like the first two anyway. But Superman and Lois is the greatest adaptation of Superman ever, and he just feels like Superman. Does he have moments where he's down and he's angry? Yes, he does. But he's always pulled back with, Lois. And in the show, he has a family. He's pulled back with his family. They always get him right back on track. He remembers who he is. And that show also does a great job at making him interesting. A lot of people will say, look at Superman. Oh, he's boring because he's so powerful. And I think that's kind of what Snyder was doing. He's like, well, this guy is super strong and he's all powerful. Got to make him interesting somehow. So let's go this direction. You don't have to go that direction. There were ways to make him interesting while maintaining that power. Superman and Lois did it. I think James Gunn's going to do it here. I just love that we got David as Superman. We got Rachel Brosnahan as Lois. Those were literally my two picks. Like, when the fan casting started and then the auditioning, process started, I was just like, those two, that's my pair right there. I need them. And we ended up getting them. And I'm so happy. I'm so excited for it. Nathan Fillion is Guy Gardner still. I'm just like, ugh. Like, I know he can play an asshole, but like, if you're already gonna do an older Hal Jordan, just make him Hal Jordan. Nicholas Hoult as Lex, I think, is a pretty good shout. I could see that. It looked like he got a little buffer for this. It looked like he put on some muscle for this role, which good, because Holt is kind of naturally scrawny. But yeah, man, as Rachel said, in James Gunn we trust until proven otherwise. The Guardians movies, amazing. The Suicide Squad, amazing. Peacemaker, amazing. So, yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below, man. How excited are you for Superman? Tell me in the comments. Do you think we're going to get another trailer? Or is James Gunn just like, hey, man, Superman kind of sells himself. All you need is the one trailer and some stuff like this, and it's a license to print money. He may be onto something there. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below, man. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button for the algorithm, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.